Pamela Anderson's image has always arrived before her, louder than her voice and brighter than her private life. Yet, behind the familiar outlines lies a woman who has consistently resisted being flattened into a symbol. Her photographs, taken across decades, tell a quieter, more complex story, not of spectacle, but of survival, curiosity, and self-definition. They document a life lived in full exposure and a soul that learned how to stand within that light without being consumed by it. Her earliest photographs carry a restless energy. There is youth in them, yes, but also momentum, a sense of motion rather than innocence. She looks less like someone waiting to be discovered and more like someone already in transit. The smiles are open, sometimes playful, sometimes uncertain, as if she is testing how much of herself the world will allow her to keep. These images feel unpolished, not because they lack glamour, but because they haven't yet learned to guard themselves. As time moves forward, her relationship with the camera shifts. The body language becomes looser, the expressions more deliberate. In beachside photographs, hair tangled by wind and skin lit by sun, there is a physical freedom that refuses stiffness or control. In quieter portraits, the noise drops away entirely. She sits, she watches, she withdraws just enough to let interiority surface. These frames suggest a woman learning to separate performance from presence, to choose when to be seen and how. What gives Pamela Anderson's photographs their emotional gravity is vulnerability without apology. The camera does not shield her from experience. It records the aftermath of it. There is strength in her gaze precisely because it does not pretend invincibility. Weariness appears alongside warmth. Reflection stands next to humor. She allows contradiction to remain unresolved, and that honesty grants her images their endurance. Candid photographs often feel the most revealing. A laugh caught mid-breath, a thoughtful pause between movements, a moment of stillness that wasn't meant for an audience. These are the images that dissolve the mythology. They show a woman in dialogue with herself, not with expectation. In these moments, beauty emerges not as display, but as consequence, the natural result of being unguarded. Pamela Anderson's photographic legacy is not one of reinvention, but reclamation. Over time, the images grow softer, less interested in provocation, and more invested in truth. The light remains, but it is gentler now, less demanding. What endures is not an icon, but a presence. Someone who chose to remain open in a world that often mistook openness for weakness. Her photographs ultimately remind us that authenticity is not static. It changes, fractures, rebuilds. And in allowing every version of herself to be visible, Pamela Anderson transforms her image into something rare. A record not just of how a woman looked, but of how she lived,